guys, what's up? This is Becomingwildman again. Whew. Today we're getting smoky. We're gonna talk about water. Please hit the like and subscribe button while you're here. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. Foot wet, but the most particular thing is happening. This river water is quite frosty, and when it came into my shoe, that was a short moment of frostiness. Is that even a word? So I did feel cold water coming in, and I'm wearing a wool base layer, long johns, and merino wool socks. And I just got my feet wet 3 minutes ago. The cold is already gone. I can feel it's moisty, but it's not cold, it's not irritating, it's actually no problem. So these neoprene boots are, yeah, I like them. Without water. Alright, that's some good porridge. So let's talk about the newest water filter from Lifesaver, which is called the Wayfarer. Now, I'm pretty excited about this little thing because I had my eye on it for quite some time, but you couldn't buy it anywhere. You can find it on Amazon and on different websites, but nobody has it in stock, and it took ages. And some time ago I started working, in September actually, I started working for the bushcraft shop, and there I heard that they would be the first one to actually come out with it. And well, that got me all fuzzy inside, but now I got it. So guys, let's talk a bit about the Wayfarer. Amazingly compact. This is it. It's nothing more than that, just a handful. Comes in a bag. It holds the dirty tube for your source water, and separately packed it contains the clean. Let's see, I'm not really at level ground, I must say. And in a separate bag it contains the clean water tube, and also a tool that's connected by an elastic so you don't lose it. This one you would need if you want to change your carbon filters that are in the water filter, or if you want to use it to change the complete water filter itself. The dirty hole here, so this is where your source water goes in. It has here this protective cap. This blue thingy prevents water from leaking into your bag and backpack and making potential clothing wet, etc. Let me start at the beginning. When you get this thing, first thing you're gonna do is prime. And priming it's really easy, takes no science whatsoever. You just connect the two hoses and you put it in fresh tap water. In the beginning you pump 4 times and you will notice the device will jam up. That's okay, don't put any extra force. If it jams up, it is what it is. Let it stand for 2 minutes at least. Just wait. At this time the filter that's on the inside, which is a hollow fiber design by the way, will get saturated by water, and it will start to soak up the water. Once this is done, it's just a matter of slowly pumping. 3 liters is what you absolutely need, minimum requirement to prime this baby. By the end of the 3rd liter you will notice that the flow rate is gonna be better. And talking about flow rate, this puppy will flow about 1.1 liter per minute, which is awesome for a water filter. After that 3 liter, the thing is primed, it's ready to go. You can toss it in your backpack or in your jacket and you're ready to go. What is important to know is that this filter always has to stay moist. Always has to be some water in there. So when you're done, don't go pumping the water out of it. If you would do that, your filter is gonna dry out and it will stop working and you will need to replace the interior filter. Also, when we're talking about storage, long time storage, it has to be wet. It's the same for all Lifesaver filters. So I have the jerry can, I used to have the Liberty. They all work on the same principle. So by keeping them wet, it's gonna add a little bit of weight, but this is the lightest water filter out there. I think it weighs about 290 grams. I'm gonna fact check that in a minute. Filters basically everything from cyst, bacteria, viruses, filters the whole thing. On the top there's a carbon disc. This carbon disc will also filter heavy metals, the chemicals. Be aware it's never 100%. Some chemicals bind to water in a way that you cannot just filter it out, but it's a heck safer to drink that than if you would not do that. And of course, water filtering, it all starts at the source. So when you intend to use a water filter, find the cleanest possible water what you can get in your vicinity. I take people out sometimes and they don't mind drinking straight from the creek. It is an enormous risk if you don't know what's up the creek. You don't even what's up down from a source after a meter if animals go there to drink and pee in the water and take a shit around. So you want to be careful with that stuff. It's cool on a hike, but if you're half a day later ending up with cramps and shitting yourself, you're not gonna laugh at that, and that is not where you want to be at that time when you're outdoors, getting sick to your own doings even. So be prepared for that. This thing is great for hikers, bushcrafters, families, emergency prepping, all that good stuff. So it's all about just pumping. And don't pump more than 4 times, because you're putting a heck of a lot of pressure on the vessel, and that's really nothing needed. It will not go faster, it will not work better or whatever. So 4 pumps is about the average, and you will notice on your flow if you need to pump or not. You will feel it on the resistance. What's important is this little button. You see this blue little button? What it does is it releases air from the system. So if you want to open up your filter, you will need to take out the air before, because it is vacuum sucked into it. You will not be able to pull it out. So that's an important thing. Let's see if we can get this thing open, eh? There we go. So now it's, that's pretty awesome. Could actually hang that thing up. I don't know why, but okay. Now to open, counterclockwise. All right, it's open. It's open. Ooh, snap. Well, that one quite easy. Thank God I'm wearing waterproof clothing today. So this is the water filter, and what you might experience in the beginning is some white stuff coming out of it. So let's talk about the white stuff. There we go. Stay there. Let's get the carbon filter out. So this is the carbon filter. This is the other side. You see all that white gooey stuff? You can't really miss it, right? Don't worry about this. This is VG. It's an organic matter that they use in the process of making these filters. So in the beginning, you will have some of this white stuff that comes out, but it's not harmful in any way. It cannot damage your body nor the environment. So that's really nothing to worry about. This rubber little thingy you need to put over to the next filter, the next carbon disc. I'm gonna clean this thing off because it's kind of looking disgusting. Opa. So I just tossed it back in. You kind of have to shake it till it gets to the right place. We're gonna put the filter back in. Slow and sure. Here we go. Now to close this is gonna be interesting. Just push, turn, done. That's it. That's it. So, as I mentioned, now that I opened it up, I want to be sure that I'm not gonna damage the filter by letting it dry out. That's the main thing. You cannot have this thing drying out, especially not when you're in the bush and you don't have any spare parts. These filters will last for 5 years. So that's guaranteed. 5 years. It's fail-safe technology. When the bugger stops working, you need to replace it. That's all. And the reason why, because now you can think, but then I cannot filter my water. That's the fucking point. You shouldn't be thinking that you're drinking filtered water while the filter is not functioning 100%. You're relying on this filter. It's a matter of life. And that's mainly a matter of diarrhea. Anywho, you don't want to be working with equipment that you think it's okay and then it's not. So that's why I love this fail-safe technology in there. You don't have to keep in mind how many liters of water did I filter, because nobody's going to remember filtering 5,000 liters of water. So that's what this little puppy can do. And if you would calculate that you would drink 3 liters a day out of this filter, then it would take you about 4.5 years by the time you need to replace it. So that's a lot. That's a lot of water. Do you drink 3 liters a day? Do you? Alright, I'm just quickly gonna put some new water in the filter. Under the handle, basically, there's a little tap where you keep the little blue thingy. That can go right back on its place. There we go. Air out. Filter done. So let's talk about the hose for a minute, because this is where the filtering actually begins. So you have this thing you throw in the water, and you can decide this is the floater, and then you can decide how it's gonna hang. Um, if it's too much on the surface, you're gonna pump up water with air, and this is gonna block your water filter. So if you have the idea it's jamming up, it's not working good, turn your filter upside down, press the vent button, air will come out, it will work way better. So here is where the pre-filtering will happen, and this will take out the biggest chunks of debris before it will actually go into the water filter and clog up the whole system there. So this is actually step one of the water filter. Oh, I got my mat wet. I got my mat wet. Oh. What is also a very nice thing to keep in mind in comparison to example a gravity fed water filter is with a gravity fed water filter you have a water bag hanging that you just went through the river or your source, and then you put on a filter and you hang it upside down, and then that filter will drip into your drink container or drink bag, or with a hose maybe connected to it. But the problem with that is that the water on the outside of the bag is going to run over the outside of the water filter and will eventually still end up in your drink water. So this is something to keep in mind with gravity-fed water systems. They do work, they do have a place. I do like that it's an automated system and it doesn't involve me pumping or doing whatever. I can just do something else at the same time. But it is a concern I always had, and I do feel more comfortable with a system like this because there's no way where this water is able to get pollutant in there from the outside of the water filter. So that's, for me, was a really big bonus, and that's why I actually wanted to have a pump. It weighs empty 290 grams. Now, this is empty. As I mentioned, you will need to leave a certain amount of water in the filter to be saturated, so it might slightly be a bit more. It's not that it's gonna fit so much water, but still it's gonna impact the weight. So let us say 300 grams is a realistic thingy. The in hose is about 1.3 meters long. The out hose is half a meter long. When storing it long term, don't go below negative, don't go above 50 degrees Celsius neither. All right. Keep in mind to replace the carbon disc every month or every 100 liters. The size of the hollow fiber filter, 0.015 microns. That is small. That is, I can't even explain how small it is, but it's smaller than viruses, it's smaller than bacteria, it's smaller than cysts. So this is actually how it works. This is how we keep our end results drinkable. Now let's talk prices, because this thing is actually out there competing to the water filters from MSR, for example. A water filter like that would in general set you back for around 400 euro, 300 to 400 euro. This water filter is now in the bushcraft shop for 109.99 euro. So that's 1/3 for the same effectiveness and a higher flow rate, and it's lighter as well. So take all that into consideration. Then comes the parts that you would need to replace. So let's see what those thingies would cost. The cartridge itself is 60 euro, and you have a guaranteed 5,000 liter till it jams up. And then the carbon discs, they go for around 24 for a set of 3. So that's good for 3 months of active use. For the rest, there's not much to say. It's a little thing. It works. It's easy to operate. Anyone could handle it. My 12-year-old can handle it. My girlfriend can handle it. My dog cannot, even though she is so bright. Yeah, that's all I have to say about the water filter. So if you got any questions, if there are things not clear, please let me know in the comments below, and I'll get back to you. Check out bushcraftshop.nl or just follow the link down below and give some support to my channel as well. please don't forget to hit the like button, the subscribe button. It really motivates me to make more of these videos. And so for now I say bye bye, adios, because we're gonna continue our hike a little bit and to see what more we can find amongst the river sites. So see you later, guys.